Here's a headline from Drudge. A third of America's 18 to 34-year-olds live with their parents. That's just great. And you know what's funny about this headline? I'm one of those people. It says here increasing numbers of young Americans are heading to college where they're racking up debt to pay for rapidly increasing tuition costs. Those graduating are being confronted by a challenging job market, which eventually leads many to just drop out of the labor force altogether. This in turn has led to an increasing delinquency rate for student loan borrowers. Well, yeah, duh. So it's no surprise that young people are increasingly opting, perhaps out of necessity, to live at home with their parents. In his latest monthly chart book, Deutsche Bank something, Dutch Bank's Torsten Slok, I don't know how to say that, tracks the rise of 18 to 34-year-olds currently in this position. And there are a lot. SLOK sees this as a bullish force to come in the housing market, characterized by a home ownership rate at a 19-year low. See, I work full time at above minimum wage, full time. And I also have a job on the weekends so I can make some extra cash. And I still have to live with my parents. Um, I mean, geez, in California, you just even in Fresno, which is compared to other places in California, is relatively cheap to live here, and I still can't find anywhere I can afford to live working two jobs, one full time above minimum wage. That shows you how terrible the job market is. And some people will say, "Well, Stuart, you should have gone to college." Well, if I would have gone to college, I would have just recently got out of college with like 40 grand worth of student loan debt. And it's everyone knows that there's no job market, and all these college kids are getting out, and they can't pay back their student loans, and they some of them can't even find jobs above minimum wage. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that is the case for everyone, but this job market is terrible, and it's because America's not free market anymore. So let's just admit that, because in America, someone who's 24 years old, who works full time at above minimum wage, and has a side job on the weekends, can't really afford to live on his own unless he just wants to have no money in the bank whatsoever. So that seems kind of ridiculous, considering it's supposed to be America, you know? You're supposed to be able to work hard and be able to pay the bills as long as you work hard, right? Um, and that's because the value of the dollar is just literally uh, hundreds of times what it was valued at years ago, because of the criminal Federal Reserve that's a private company. So, you know, just I just thought I'd cover this because I am in this category, and take it. I didn't go to college, but even they're saying even all these college students are going to college, and they get out of college with their degree, can't find a job, and they can't pay back their student loans. So I have decided that if I can't go to college without racking up student loan debt, then I'm just not going to go until the job market gets better, or we change something about this nation. If we take it back, then I will be willing to possibly go into some debt if they restore the Bill of Rights and Constitution, geez, and restore free market capitalism in this country. Then maybe I'll go to college, because right now there's just no industry, there's no production. Okay, so and it's ridiculous, and I can't justify going into debt. I mean, think about it. We're just people getting out of high school right now. It's just assumed you're already going to go into student loan debt. How does that make sense in America? You have to go into debt to be able to succeed in society. That's ridiculous. That's not the way things should be. Not in a free market society. So anyway, just thought I'd cover this, and yeah. So just be aware of that before you get $50,000 in debt to go to college to learn something that you could have just read in a book. But either way, the job market's so terrible right now. You might as well just start working and saving some cash, and getting prepared for what's to come, which is the collapse of the dollar. Which actually is it's a good thing. We need the dollar to collapse. Okay, I'm not being a pessimist. I'm being a realist. We need the dollar to collapse so we can rebuild this damn country. Anyway, I'm out.